VXLAN forwarding step by step. In this video, we are going to discuss how frame will be forwarded in VXLAN. To discuss this, we are using typical leaf and spine topology that is typically used in data center topologies. Here we have VTEP1 to VTEP4 that are connected to router 1 and router 2. VM1 to VM4 are connected to VTEP1 to VTEP4 respectively. VTEP1 and VTEP2 are configured for VNI 200. VTEP3 and VTEP4 are configured for VNI 20,000. Any one of the routing protocol is used between VTEPs and routers to exchange routes. Let's take example of VM1 wants to communicate with VM2 using ingress replication, that is also called head-end replication. This ingress replication is usually used when BGP EVPN is used for signaling. VM1 sends ARP request for VM2's IP address. Once frame gets received on VTEP1, VTEP1 adds source MAC address to its address table if it is not already added, and ingress replicate to all the VTEPs who are part of VNI 200. In our case, VTEP2 is configured for VNI 200. Think if we have all the 4 VTEPs configured for VNI 200, in that case VTEP1 would have replicated our packet thrice and sent it to VTEP2, VTEP3 and VTEP4 doing unicast. VTEP1 encapsulates original frame with 4 headers. Outer destination MAC address should be MAC address of router 1 or router 2 based on hash of inner layer 2 or layer 3 header. Source MAC address should be set to MAC address of VTEP1. Outer source IP address will be set to VTEP1's IP address, usually loopback IP address of VTEP1. Outer destination IP address will be set to VTEP2's IP address, usually loopback IP address of VTEP2. Source UDP port will be set to value derived from hash of inner layer 2 or layer 3 header. Destination UDP port will be set to VXLAN port, and VNI value will be set to 200 in VXLAN header. We can see here that original frame that is having inner layer 2 header, inner IP or ARP header. In our case it is ARP, hence payload won't come into picture. What it will do here is it will encapsulate the packet, and we can check the outer destination MAC address is set to router 1 or 2's MAC address. Outer source MAC address is VTEP1's MAC address. Outer source IP is VTEP1's IP. Outer destination IP is VTEP2's IP, and VNI in VXLAN header is set to 200. Rest of the packet won't get changed. If think like that, we have another 3 VTEPs which are part of VNI 200. What VTEP1 would have been done is that it would have created 3 outgoing packets with outer destination IPs VTEP2, VTEP3 and VTEP4's IP. Means 3 packets would have been sent out of the VTEP1. Frame forwarding from router 1 or 2 to VTEP2. Once frame gets received on router 1 or 2, it will check its routing table and forward frame to VTEP2 after finding destination IP address of the outer header pointing towards VTEP2. Before forwarding frame to VTEP2, it will replace outer source MAC address to router 1 or 2's MAC address, and destination MAC address will be replaced with VTEP2's MAC address. This is similar to routing, means router 1 or 2 will do routing towards VTEP2. Here we can check what happened here is outer destination MAC was router 1 or 2's MAC. Here it will become VTEP2's MAC. So outer source MAC is VTEP1's MAC. Here it will become router 1 or 2's MAC. Rest of the packet will remain same. Forwarding from VTEP2 to VM2. Once traffic received on VTEP2, VTEP2 will found that frame's destination IP belongs to itself with VXLAN header having VNI 200. It then found that VNI 200 is configured on port connected to VM2. After inspecting the inner layer 2 header, frame will be decapsulated and forwarded to VM2. While forwarding frame to VM2, it will add frame's source MAC address in its table pointing to VTEP1's IP address or outer header's source IP address. Usually, learning on the network port will be done by two ways. One is data plane way and another one is control plane way. What I have described here is data plane way. We can see here a packet with encapsulation. When comes to VTEP2, VTEP2 will decapsulate the packet and send the original packet to VM2. Here we can check it has been decapsulated and only these three fields, inner layer 2 header, inner layer 3 header and payload are sent to VM2. Reverse forwarding from VTEP2 to VTEP1, same rules will be used as described above. Instead doing ingress replication to all VTEPs, it will unicast the frame to VTEP1. Thank you for watching our videos. Please subscribe to our channel.